The idea of religious freedom is obviously an important concept in America, and it needs to be. But how far do we want to go? If I'm in a restaurant, should I be able to say Muslims aren't welcome? I don't think so. Should I be able to say Christians aren't welcome? I don't think so, for the same reasons. Now, if I make websites, should I be able to say that I don't make websites for gay people? I tend not to think so, but it definitely gets trickier. But here's where I don't think it's tricky. Should I be able to take a case to the Supreme Court when nobody's even asked me to make a website for a gay couple? I don't think so. And that's what happened here. See, this woman was never asked to make a website for a gay couple. In the state of Colorado, they do have anti-discrimination laws on the books that she was citing. And she sued Colorado because she says a man asked her to make a website for he and his fiance for their upcoming wedding. Gay wedding. However, the man she cited and his phone number, they got a call after this ruling, and people started doing some digging. It turns out he's been married for 15 years and not to a man. He's been happily married to his wife for 15 years. And not only did he not ask for a website to be designed, but he's a website designer himself. So she had a fake grievance that she filed against Colorado. And when she lost, it got appealed and ended up at the Supreme Court's lap. Nobody did their homework, including the liberal justices, to find out that there wasn't even an actual grievance here. They go and they come up with a 6-3 ruling that chips away at fundamental rights, and I again puts into question whether or not I can, if I own a restaurant, kick Christians out. I would actually say this ruling sets the precedent that I can, and until they rule otherwise, I think people can, which I find to be appalling, by the way. I'm not saying it's a good thing, and I'm not saying I would do that. I'm saying that it's awful and that I would not. But somebody will, because that's how far I think this law or this ruling, this judgment here, I think goes that far. And if somebody takes it that far, until it gets ruled otherwise, and they will, of course, this is a conservative court, but what if it was a Muslim? Do you think they'd rule that way in that case? I don't think Amy Coney Barrett would. I think she'd be okay with keeping Muslims out. It's just my opinion. I don't know how she would actually rule. And I haven't met the woman. I'm just going off the way that she presents herself. Kavanaugh? I don't know. The only thing I really know about him is he likes beer. He likes beer. And he possibly had enough of it at one point to do some things he shouldn't have done. But we don't care about that because now he's on the Supreme Court. I know that all 9 of them are illegitimate in my opinion. And even though I'm liberal, the 3 liberal judges are also illegitimate in my opinion. Because when we found massive corruption among the Supreme Court justices, some of them, Clarence Thomas, but even Sotomayor, I'm not going after just conservatives here. When we found massive corruption, we asked all 9 of them, all 9, to be bound even by their own rules. And all 9 of them said it wasn't necessary. I'm sorry, but if you're telling me that all 9 of you are above any reproach, you are now illegitimate to me. You're telling me that you 9 human beings are above any sort of human fault. Okay, well that's bullshit. So those high horses have gotten so high that you've forgotten where you started. And you've forgotten that you're all flawed human beings. And that tells me that you've lost all sense of what it means to be one of us. And so you're no longer qualified to judge us, which makes that lifetime appointment even more ridiculous than it already was. So term limits for judges. Time to start impeaching. Packing the court is not the answer. Getting real hardcore with them. Kicking them out of office